Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on how to build an assignment in WriterKey. This is part one of two videos that explain how to use the assignment building tool. Here we'll cover the tabs Definitions, Objectives, and Reflections. I begin building an assignment right here at my global desk by clicking the Add New Assignment button. Here it'll bring me to the Definitions tab where I start to fill in the various details of the assignment that I need to communicate to my students. Everything is supported by content with the blue keys and a help button nearby. I'm going to select that students are going to do one draft and one final. I am going to use a rubric and I'm going to grade with letter grades. Of course, I'm going to fill in the description field for each of the two drafts, and they might be different. I might focus on one area that I want them to work on in the draft, and then I really want them to focus as well on their proofreading and editing skills in the final version. The tool will remind me that I must assign a due date for every single assignment. I hit Save and Next, and I'm brought to the Objectives tab. Here, I select the objectives that I'm going to use for my feedback. These should be the same objectives that I'm teaching in my classroom instruction related to this assignment. You'll notice that there are two columns here because I might select different objectives for my draft than I will for my final. And I can do that in each of the areas. When I'm done selecting my objectives, I can then hit Save and Done or move on to the Reflections tab. Now, the Reflections tab is a critical piece of the process. Here, I'm asking students to reflect on their writing both when they turn in their writing and after they get it back. So over here on the left, these are the response topics that I can edit and personalize for my students. When they're ready to hand in their assignments, they'll have to respond to these prompts prior to handing in their work. I can also ask them to analyze their writing before they turn it in to me as well. And there's information on what that means here by clicking on the blue key, or if you'd like to view it, go back to the video library and view the Reflections video from the student perspective to see how they'll encounter that work. Over here on the right is where I focus on my post-analysis feedback. In this scenario, I've already graded the papers, and now I want them to start identifying what they've learned and what they're going to focus in on next. Again, there's a help button and a blue key. And to turn on post-analysis feedback, I just move that to on. Now I can edit my post-analysis feedback prompts by clicking on the box and adding whatever I want. If I want students to do a more in-depth analysis of my feedback, I can also require them to go item by item in their post-analysis feedback and respond to each example on the objectives and onto each example of my response tools. This is a more advanced option and might be better left for when you've done a few assignments with students. This is the assignment builder, part one. Part two of this video will go into the optional tabs over here on the right. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you.